Welcome back, everyone, to another deep dive with us. Today, we are taking a look at some really exciting stuff. Professional development opportunities for GIS folks.
Yeah, I think it is something that we should all be thinking about.
For sure.
I think we have someone very interesting who put this together.
Yeah, so this was all curated by Raymond McCooney, who is a GIS expert from Zimbabwe.
Wow, Zimbabwe. That's pretty cool.
Yeah,
I mean, GIS really does span the entire globe.
yeah, it's amazing.
It really is. It really is.
So Raymond has put together this great collection of resources, and it's all about free online courses to boost your GIS skills.
Yeah, that's a great place to start. Free is always good.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Um, because I think a lot of young professionals, they kind of get caught up in the day-to-day grind and they put off learning new things.
Yeah, I've definitely been there before.
Oh, yeah, I've been there too.
So, what would you say to someone who's kind of on the fence about it? They think, yeah, that's interesting, but I'm just too busy right now.
Yeah, I mean, I think you got to think about it as like an investment in your future.
Okay.
The GIS field is like constantly changing, new technologies, new applications, new challenges.
Sure, yeah.
And even taking like a short course or two can give you like a competitive edge or open up new career paths or even just like keep you excited about your work.
Yeah, that's a good point, keeping it fresh.
Yeah.
So let's jump into some of these resources.
Yeah, let's do it.
So first up, we have a data visualization with Python course from Cognitive Class.
Okay.
And it covers like all these different libraries like Matplotlib, Seaborn, Folium.
Oh, yeah, the big names.
But I'm curious, like, how does data visualization really change the game for GIS professionals? I mean, we already work with maps, so how is this different?
Well, I think it's about like going deeper than a map, like revealing patterns and insights that you might not just see on a map alone.
Yeah.
Like imagine you're analyzing deforestation patterns in the Amazon. Visualizing this data with like a heat map could reveal hot spots that you would never see with the naked eye.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
And that could then guide conservation efforts more effectively.
So it's about making the data tell a story.
Exactly.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
And you're not just creating static images here.
Yeah.
Right? You're using Python to build interactive visualizations and even automate tasks.
Yeah, exactly. And that's becoming increasingly important with the rise of big data.
Oh, yeah. Big data. I hear that everywhere now.
It is everywhere these days.
So how does that fit in with GIS?
Well, think about the massive amounts of data generated by like GPS devices or satellite imagery or even social media.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that's all. Big data and GIS helps us make sense of it all.
Yeah.
And Python allows you to kind of wrangle and visualize these huge data sets and uncover insights that would be impossible to find manually.
Oh, wow. That's cool.
Yeah.
Now, Cognitive Class also offers a machine learning with R course, which dives into algorithms and predictive modeling. For someone who might not be familiar with those terms, can you kind of break it down? Why would a GIS professional want to explore this area?
Well, imagine you're a city planner trying to predict traffic patterns for a new development.
Okay.
Machine learning can help you do that.
Really?
Yeah, using historical data and algorithms to forecast future trends. Or imagine you're working in public health and want to identify areas at high risk for a certain disease.
Right.
Machine learning can analyze spatial data, socioeconomic factors, and environmental variables to pinpoint those areas.
So it's about going beyond mapping what is to predicting what might be.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
it sounds like these skills are becoming increasingly in demand in like a ton of different industries.
Absolutely.
That's pretty awesome.
Yeah, and Cognitive Class also has an Introduction to Python course for those who, want to build a foundation in that versatile language.
So you can really pick and choose what you need.
Yeah,
That's great.
and all three of these courses are completely free. Yeah, thanks to Raymond's efforts to make GIS education accessible to everyone.
Fantastic shout out to Raymond.
Yeah, for sure.
Now let's move on to a different set of offerings from ESRI.
Okay.
Going places with spatial analysis. This sounds pretty intriguing.
Yeah, I've heard good things about this one.
It uses ArcGIS Online, which is a cloud-based platform that I've heard more and more about lately.
Yeah, it's definitely gaining popularity.
But before we dive into that, I'm curious, what makes spatial data analysis so unique? Like, data is data, right?
Well, spatial data is special because it adds the where to the equation.
Okay.
It's not just about what's happening, but where it's happening and how that location influences the situation.
Okay.
Like, think about a business deciding where to open a new store.
Okay.
They could use spatial analysis to look at demographics, competitor locations, traffic patterns, and even things like proximity to parks or public transportation.
It was about connecting the dots, literally.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
And seeing those spatial relationships can lead to much smarter decisions. Yeah, and I imagine that's especially important in fields like urban planning, environmental management, public health.
Oh, yeah, totally.
Yeah.
And ESRI's GIS for Climate Action course
Mhm.
is a great example of that. It uses ArcGIS Pro software to explore climate change indicators, risks, and strategies for mitigation and adaptation.
Wow. Okay.
That's powerful stuff.
Yeah,
And it really highlights how these skills can be used to address some of the biggest challenges we face today.
for sure.
And this is just one of many ESRI courses focused on different aspects of GIS.
Oh, wow.
They have courses on building web applications, spatial data science, and even cartography, which, is a classic skill, but still really important in this digital age.
It all comes back to the fundamentals eventually.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
So it seems like there's a lot out there for everyone.
Yeah, there really is.
But I'm wondering, with all these different courses and technologies out there, how does a young professional even know where to start? It can be kind of overwhelming.
That's a good point. I'd say start by thinking about like your current role and where you want to go in your career. Like what skills would help you excel in your current position or open up new opportunities.
Right.
And then explore courses that align with those goals.
Okay, so be strategic then.
Yeah, and you don't have to learn everything at once. Just start with one area that excites you and build from there.
Pick something you're interested in.
Yeah.
Okay, I like it.
Yeah. And remember, learning new skills is an ongoing process. Like the GIS field is constantly evolving. So staying curious and embracing lifelong learning is key to staying ahead of the curve.
So never stop learning.
Never stop learning. And
Yeah.
it's not just about like acquiring the technical skills.
Or really. What else is there?
It's about developing that critical thinking mindset.
Okay.
Learning to ask the right questions, evaluating different approaches, choosing the best tools for the job.
So it's not enough to just know how to use the software.
Right.
You need to understand the why behind it all.
Exactly. Yeah, the deeper understanding is what allows you to adapt to new challenges and solve complex problems and truly innovate in the GIS field.
So you're not just a technician.
Yeah.
You're a problem solver.
Yeah,
A strategist.
precisely. Yeah, and that's what makes professional development so valuable. It's not just about adding lines to your resume. It's about expanding your thinking and becoming a more well-rounded GIS professional.
Okay, I'm sold.
Yeah.
But, let's be real for a second. Finding the time and motivation to actually do it can be tough.
Yeah, for sure.
Any tips for our listeners who might be feeling a little overwhelmed?
Yeah, absolutely. I'd say first, start small. You don't need to commit to a massive course load right away.
Yep.
Just pick one area that interests you and find a short course or tutorial just to kind of dip your toes in.
Bite-sized learning. I like it.
Exactly, yeah. And second, make it a habit. Even dedicating 30 minutes a day to reading articles, watching videos, practicing a new skill that can make a big difference over time.
Consistency is key.
Exactly. Yeah. And don't be afraid to experiment. Try different learning platforms, explore different areas of GIS, and find what really sparks your passion.
Find what you like.
Yeah, for sure.
That's great advice. And it reminds me, all the courses we talked about today from Cognitive Class and ESRI, they're completely free.
That's right.
Thanks to Raymond McCooney, these incredible resources are available to anyone with an internet connection.
Yeah, it's a testament to the power of open education and the generosity of those who want to share their knowledge.
Absolutely. So to wrap up, we've explored a ton of professional development opportunities for GIS professionals, all curated by a fellow GIS enthusiast from Zimbabwe.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing.
From data visualization with Python to spatial analysis and climate action. Something for everyone who wants to level up their skills.
And remember, it's not just about learning how to use the tools. It's about, cultivating that critical thinking mindset and becoming a truly versatile GIS professional.
Well said. So now for our listeners, we have a little challenge for you. Think about what area of GNSS you'd like to explore further.
Yeah, what skills do you want to add to your toolkit?
What problem are you itching to solve using GIS?
Yeah, take a moment to reflect on those questions and then choose one course that speaks to you.
Remember, the resources are out there, free and available. thanks to Raymond McCooney's amazing work.
All you have to do is dive in.
And we'll be here cheering you on every step of the way.
Until next time,
Keep exploring
keep learning.
and keep pushing the boundaries of what's possible with GIS. And don't forget, we've got links to all the courses mentioned in this deep dive down in the description.
Consider it your personalized toolkit for GIS mastery.
So until next time, keep those maps sharp and those skills even sharper.
Happy mapping, everyone.
And you know what's even more exciting? This is really just the beginning. There's a whole world of GIS knowledge out there just waiting to be explored.
That's the beauty of this field. It's always evolving, so there's always something new to learn and discover.
Exactly. So to our listener, we challenge you to take that first step dive into one of these free courses and just see where it takes you.
Remember, you don't have to be an expert to start. Every GIS professional was once a beginner eager to learn and explore.
And who knows, maybe one day you'll be the one curating resources and inspiring the next generation of GIS professionals, just like Raymond McCooney.
What a thought. That would be great.
So as we wrap up this deep dive, we want to leave you with one final question. What will your GIS journey look like?
We can't wait to see what amazing things you all accomplish out there.
Until next time, keep learning, keep exploring, and keep pushing the boundaries of what's possible with GIS.
Happy mapping, everyone.